proteins are very, very different from each other. Here you see a list of proteins. You can see here's a protein that has about 100 amino acids or so. Here's a protein that has 10,000 amino acids. And here's the biggest protein we know of called titin. It has 34,000 amino acids and a molecular weight of 3 million. Okay, it's gigantic. Why is it that proteins have different shapes and activities and different functions? At the top is CD4. That's the protein on T cells that acts as a receptor for HIV, and it also plays a critical role in differentiation. And I'm showing you below the structure of RAS, a molecule that you've all undoubtedly heard about as an oncogene that's involved in causing cancer. And we'll talk about both of these molecules in more detail later in the course. But to understand why they look different and why they function differently, well, of course you know it's because it's due to this sequence of amino acids that compose those proteins. And of course, as we talked about, everything is based on 20 amino acids. And so the fact that we can take 20 amino acids and make proteins that do such a diverse range of things means that those 20 amino acids are a pretty cool set of Lego bricks, right? That we can use to make all kinds of amazing molecules. And to understand this, we have to understand how we might go about this, we have to understand the different properties of each of the amino acids. And of course, each amino acid has a unique character and a unique personality. And when you know this and recognize this, then believe it or not, at the end of today's lecture, and certainly at the end of the problem set, you will be able to look at the sequence of a protein by eye and already infer, based on that sequence of amino acids, some clues about what its biological behavior is likely to be. And this is because the amino acids differ in size and shape and charge, in chemical reactivity and in hydrogen bonding ability. And each amino acid is distinguished by a 3-letter code and by a single-letter abbreviation. And one of the few things that I do actually ask that you memorize in this course is the sequence and abbreviation and structure of all of the amino acids. So, for example, the amino acid glycine goes by the 3-letter code GLY and the single-letter abbreviation G. And each amino acid can be classified into a group based on the chemistry of its side chain. And I'll tell you what they are, and then we're going to fill them in as we go. But to tell you what's coming, we have hydrocarbon side chains, alcohol-containing side chains, aromatics, anions, amides, and cations. I hope I said sulfur-containing. And what we'll do is we'll go through and we'll write each of the amino acids in 3-letter code and 1-letter code, and we'll draw its structure, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the groups. And to try to help you with this, I've given you a very silly little poem, right? I hope some of you took some time to read it. It's called Amino Acid Tales. It's a very amusing way to help you learn the structures of the amino acids.